Good morning. So I have an Etsy order today, and it's actually for one of my worms, my Willard worm. I have about 4 days left to ship it, but I don't like to wait till the last day. So I want to go ahead and get that shipped. So this is the spring worm. It's for the autumn worm. I'm actually out of all the worms that I made originally when I wrote the pattern. So I'm going to make that one today. It's actually pretty interesting because that's the same worm that I sold last time on Etsy. So that one has sold twice now. So I guess that's the favorite. Luckily, I just cleaned up my craft room yesterday, so I actually do know where my hook is. And I think that's all I need from there. So my only problem is that the yarn that I used originally to do his little beret and his scarf, I'm all out of that yarn. Or I think I have a little bit, but it's like literally this much. So I'm kind of nervous about that. I do have some honey bunny yarn in a chocolate brown, and I'm thinking I'm going to use that and size down to maybe like a 4.5 millimeter hook. I typically use a 5 millimeter hook with honey bunny, but the original yarn that I used was a little bit of a thicker weight 4, so I did use a 4 millimeter hook with that. So I'm thinking if I use the honey bunny and I size down to a 4.5, it should be similar in size enough to be comparable to what is shown in the photo on my Etsy. And the yarn is pretty similar. It's maybe a hair darker than the one that's on Etsy, but that should be okay. I do have, I'm sorry if my voice is scratchy, it's like 6 a.m. I do have the exact same yarn that I used for the Willards, so that is great. But I'm probably going to take down the Etsy listing for my Willards. I haven't been in the mood to I don't want to say I haven't been in the mood to crochet, but I haven't been in the mood to be told what to crochet, if that makes sense. It's been a while since I applied to any pattern tests or took any orders or even applied to any markets. I just haven't been in that mood to be told what to crochet. And I spent a lot of last month sick, so I actually haven't crocheted a whole bunch, but yeah, I don't know. I've been in kind of a funk, but I think it's probably mostly because I was so sick. I had really bad allergies for a few weeks last month, and it was like 2.5 weeks straight of like the most horrendous allergies I've ever had in my life. So that really slowed down my progress, obviously, and put a damper on my mood. And then my husband had to go on a work trip. Oh, you know what? I was accidentally yarning under. I'm going to redo that because I don't think it'll change it too much, but it might make it a little bit skinnier. And I really don't want to, I'm already playing fast and loose with making the worm big. And I mean, it's handmade, so it's not supposed to be the exact same anyways, but still, like I want it to be as similar as possible. So let me go back to yarning over. Yarning over? Yeah, I think that's yarning over. But anyways, my husband went on a work trip last month towards the end of the month, and he got really sick while he was there. And so he brought home a respiratory infection with him. And it wasn't so bad, but it did coincide with my period. Sorry if that's too TMI, but so I got sick, but it was mostly the combo of the two. I was exhausted. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was basically an entire month in a row, like not a solid month, but like a rolling month, because it rolled into March, like the first week of March, where I was just feeling terrible. I don't think I have any stitch markers. So I haven't been really feeling in the mood. I don't think I've done any pattern tests this year. So I actually did just apply to my first pattern test. As I've mentioned before, I joined the Hive as one of their founding designers, and I'm so excited. My first pattern that I'm releasing with them actually comes out in 2 days. So that one is I can't reach it, my flower friend. I made a larger flower friend. So the original was the Oopsie Daisy flower friend, and this one is Milo, the flower friend. And he's bigger. He's a bigger time commitment, but he's, I don't know, dare I say cuter. I really like him a lot. That pattern is releasing on the 15th to the Hooked Hive, and I'm super excited. It's my first one, so I hope everyone in the community likes it. One of the like little, because the community is made up of like different rooms that you can go into and like chat in or whatever and make posts in. It's kind of like categorizing it. So one of them is a pattern testing room, and it was made mostly for the designers to post so that people in the community can just let us know if they want to test any of the patterns that we're releasing. It's not like mandatory or anything like that, but it's just a way if they want to be a part of a tester group that they can. And there's no like application process. Like you just like literally like comment like, hey, yeah, I want to test this one. Can you add me to the group for it? So that's really cool. But it's not like locked or anything. So one of the members actually posted that she was having her first ever pattern tester call. And so I was like, you know what? I haven't necessarily been in the mood to crochet. Let me hop in on this one. I would love to be a part of your first time. I actually really like joining in on designers' first pattern test calls because I'm a very easygoing pattern tester. Like, no matter what it is or no matter what mistakes you made, I'm gonna have a finished piece for you. So I make it very easy on people when I'm testing for them. I'm still gonna give them my feedback and I'm still gonna show them like, you know, maybe this part completely didn't work, but I did my best to make it look like your picture. And then I'll just give them my notes on like what I did. And I know people feel different about like different ways. They feel like the pattern designer should be, I don't know, I guess like, they feel like they should only test the pattern completely as written, and like that's cool, right? Like everyone serves like their own purpose. Like I know there are even testers where if they come to an area that maybe isn't adding up in the stitch count, but like you could totally just keep going, like they won't. They'll stop right there and like wait for clarification, which I feel like is it's good in a way because it kind of like brings it to your attention. And I feel like it demands the designer's presence because I know that sometimes tester groups can feel kind of like they've been left in the wind by their designer. The designer doesn't seem to check back in until like photos are due or whatever. So I respect it. I'm just personally not like that. Like I'm just like, I don't know. Like I get what you're like. If I can see where you were going with it, I'll keep pushing. I'll keep it pushing, and I'll just make a note of like where I see like if there is an actual problem or an error. Sometimes it's just preference, you know? Like sometimes I'll get comments on like my pattern, like my patterns when I have testers. Like every once in a while they'll just be like, I've seen it written this way. And it's not necessarily a change that needs to be made. So that's always up to the designer, you know, like on my last test, I just finished up the tester group for Milo. So on his arms, you're crocheting them into the body. So because you're crocheting them into the body, when you get to the end of the arm, you're holding it shut and you're single crocheting across to close. Well, one of my testers left a note that said to fold it close and to single crochet through both layers to close, which I guess I can see why you would write it that way, but I just didn't. I wrote it pinch shut and single crochet across to close, which I feel like accomplishes the same function. And she was done by the time she left that note. Like she was already done with her piece. So obviously she understood it and all the other testers understood it. So I think sometimes like notes like that are just, you know, nice to have, you know, like you may want to write it this way. Like, but if it accomplishes the same goal and like this is the way I'm writing it, then, you know, sometimes I will change it. So Lexa Lovecrafts, I think is her Instagram handle. She was one of my testers, and
sure how to help you with that.
I wasn't talking to you, Alexa. She was one of my testers, and she's actually a super accomplished designer herself. She has so many patterns over on Ribbler, and they're like so intricate. She always gives me amazing feedback and amazing like notes, and she like has such an eye for detail. She's always like, she'll spot like where there's an extra space in between like something where it's not that easy to spot. She's amazing. I love when she offers to test for me. I'm always like, yes, please, please, please come test my pattern, because she is amazing. She's always giving me like the coolest little tidbits, but you know, even at that, like I respect her so much, but like sometimes I'm like, nah, no, I'm gonna leave it the way I wrote it. And that's like the beauty of pattern design, right? Like you get to decide how you want your pattern to be perceived. But that's why I feel like pattern test groups, like even when you're sure that your pattern is like 100% ready for like the world, like I think it's still just such a like important step to do the tester group, because you're going to get such a mix of people. I mean, you should get such a mix of people. Like if you're lucky enough to have a bunch of people apply, you're just gonna get so many perspectives, and like some of it you're gonna change, and some of it you're gonna, you know, like, okay, cool, this is like nice to know that people might see it this way. Maybe I'll get this kind of comment, you know, I will file this away for later. But I think as long as like you have a reasoning and you're not just saying like, oh, my pattern's perfect, I don't need to change anything, like that's never the vibe. So, you know, it's always well within your right to like disregard some advice, but you should have a thought process behind it. It should never just be like an ego thing. But yeah, I've definitely missed it. My friend Ebony's been having some really, really cute pattern test calls that I have wanted to join, but her patterns are larger. So I knew when I was sick, I just didn't have the ability to get through them in a timely manner, and I would never want to do that to someone, especially a friend. Like I never want to put them in a position to where they're waiting on me, or they're, you know, having to like feel anxious that maybe I won't finish. Okay, so I could put the eyes in now. Another problem is I think I used 8mm eyes for this, and I don't know if I have any more. Where they were in my husband's office. My office got out of hand while I was sick. I haven't edited this video yet, so this is kind of spoilers, but look what I made. Isn't he so cute? So it's a mouse. I freehanded it. It's a rug. Claw Lab sent me their rug tufting kit, and I tufted a few rugs. So this is one of them. So he is the slightest bit wonky, but this is actually the cutest one from all the ones that I made. He's adorable, so I have him on my desk, and I'm using him as like a little mug rug. These might be 6mm. Let me see. Yeah, these are 6. I really like this eye kit. My husband gave me this eye kit as part of like my Christmas gifts, and it's actually like organized. So it tells you, it's like actually listed out on a little paper that's in the box. And like when I bought eyes in the past, they're just like unlabeled mystery bag of eyes. So I forget usually like what size they even are, which for pattern writing kind of sucks, because I'm like, I don't know, guys, I don't know what size these eyes are. But it also came with this eye tool, so like you can like double check to see what size eye, like this is a 40mm, like what size eye it is. So that's really cool. I need some 8mm. It has some sizes that are super like similar. So it has 6mm and it has 8mm, but it also has 9mm and 10mm. So I feel like 9 and 10 and 8 are gonna all be like super similar in size. So, oh man. So sometimes I'm like hesitant because I'm like, I don't know, is this the same size or is it slightly bigger? 3 to 4, 2 stitches apart. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does anyone else hate placing eyes? I do. My little fingers can't reach. I actually have like to stop after row 7 to place the eyes, but I'm already on row 10. Not following my own pattern. I don't like it. I am going to be pattern testing a Little Mermaid, and I might go ahead and get that done today. It looks like it's a pretty quick pattern. I haven't opened it up to look at it yet. I'm hoping it is. Alrighty. I did the rug tufting from Claw Lab, and I made a few rugs, and it was so much mess, guys. So much mess. It's so easy and so fun. And I could even see it being something that I want to do like all the time, but it is so messy. Like the rug, like actual tufting is messy. It shoots yarn just everywhere because the way the tufting gun works is it's like putting the yarn into the fabric, but it's also snipping the yarn as you go. So there's just yarn ends everywhere, yarn ends galore. I did that right before I got sick, so my desk was messy, and to be fair, I could have cleaned it up before I got sick. I didn't know I was gonna get like the world's worst allergies in like 2 days, but I did it, and then I put the glue, because you have to put glue on the back of the rug to secure all the yarn ends. So I did that, and I left it. You have to leave it to cure for 24 hours, and I went ahead and I left it to cure for 48, because it was 24 to 48 hours. So I left it to cure for 48 hours. So the mess just kind of stayed on my desk, and then I told, my boys and everyone, like, they have to stay out of here. I had the windows open, and I had a fan going in here just to kind of like help that glue disperse, because it was super strong. I had to wear my husband's like respirator to do it because it was so strong. And so that was super fun. But then I had to wait, and after the first 24 hours, it was still smelled so strong in here that I was like, you know what, let's let it go for 48. And that was when I added the fan to help push the air out, because it was so intense. I didn't want anyone in here. I think if I do it again, because these aren't going to be used as actual rugs on the floor, I think I would just use Mod Podge or like glue or something, because that glue, the rug glue, is like no joke. It's so strong. I don't even know where it is, actually. Where's that tub at? I don't even know. Stayed up for like another day, and then that's when my allergies kicked in. So the only people really in here, because I don't like to be in here when it's too messy, and plus like every time I would come in here, I was just like confronted with the fact that I had this giant rig set up on my desk that I needed to put away, and also I needed to finish up the rugs. So I wasn't feeling too great, so I didn't even want to come in here because it was so messy. And it proceeded to get messier, and you're probably like, how did it get messier? Because my kids, I have a desk right here for where they do their, well, my older son, he's 8. That's where he does his like classes and his homeschooling. So he was coming in here and doing his schooling, and then my younger son has recently started like practicing on his handwriting. And so he will come to me with a piece of paper. He's taking all the printer paper out of our printer. We are going to go bankrupt buying printer paper for this kid. I need to find a method of like scrap paper for him. I need to find a source, because he is going through so much paper right now. But he'll bring me a paper. He'll ask me to write something down for him so he can see how it's spelled. And then he will come and he will copy that down himself, because he wants to write it on his own paper. And like most of the time it's like with a drawing or something. I think I have one. Yeah. So this is a small one. He drew a flower, and then he wrote his name. So his name's Ollie, O-L-L, and then like I don't know what happened here, but it's supposed to say Ollie. So he's a sweetheart. But that is his fascination right now. So he's going through so much paper, and what I didn't know was that whenever he makes a mistake, or he thinks he made a mistake, because obviously like the end result's not perfect either, but whenever he perceives that he made a mistake, he just crumbles the paper and tosses it on the floor. I guess because it was already a mess in here, he was like, I guess this is what we're doing now. So the floor, I had noticed it kind of, but where my office is, it's not in an area where you would see into it when you're just walking by. You have to like really like go around a corner and like stick your head in to see what's going on in here. So he was just crumbling papers and tossing them. And at first I think they were, because he has his own little desk that's like short to the ground so you could sit on the floor and draw. I think they were like by his desk initially. and then they like migrated, and so it was insanity. I wish I would have taken a photo yesterday when I actually came in here to clean finally, but the floor in here was just a sea of papers. I was able to save most of them because they were only written on one side, and the other day I actually realized that he was doing that because he did it like in the living room, and I was like, honey, what are you doing? And I was like, no, we need to be reusing these, like bring them to mommy, because he's bringing them to me anyways to write, and like usually when he brings me a paper to write, it's like a clean sheet of paper. So I was like, so when you bring mommy a paper to write on, just give me one of the ones that's messed up and I'll write on the other side. So that's what we're doing now. So we're kind of rectifying the situation, but to save most of them, I just straightened them out and like put them in a pile. But so I cleaned up in here. I cleaned my desk. I got the rug tufting frame put away in my closet. Sort of. I didn't disassemble it because I couldn't remember how, and I didn't have the energy to like read the manual because I really don't like reading instruction manuals. I don't think anyone does, but I like really don't like it. So, and my husband wasn't home. So I just took it off my desk. I just like I don't know if you'll be able to see, but there's like indents in my desk that are like permanent now. And I didn't notice, but I got like a whole bunch of glue right here. So this whole section of my desk, I'm going to have to redo, which is fine because this is like a squishy pad that I got for my desk because this part was leaving indents in my elbows. So I got this squishy pad for my desk. So I'll just replace this part, and I'm sure it's going to like rip off the paint on my desk, which is fine because it was already like chipped right here because I put my yarn winder, I had it right here at one point, and it like actually scratched my desk and damaged the paint. So like that's all fine, but that's just like, just to say, like, this is such a messy process. Like I got rug glue right here. I actually got a goop of it on my carpet, so I had to cut that piece out, which is fine. My carpet looks the same. It doesn't look messed up or anything. It's a messy process. So I cleaned up my office yesterday, cleaned everything. I vacuumed in here. I got all because there was even yarn scraps on the floor. Like it was crazy. But I cleaned it all up, and then it was time to like shave my rugs. So I cut it out of the frame and I cut them down to size. And then I went to shave them, and I was like, oh man, this is gonna make another mess, isn't it? And it did, like that process, like my computer actually still has like a layer of fuzz on top of it because I had it open and I was watching The Glory, if anyone cares. I was watching The Glory on Netflix. It's I guess it's a K-drama. It's a Korean show, and it's about like the long-term effects of like the school bullying in Korea, because it's inspired by like real true cases that have been brought to light in Korea. So it's a really cool show, and it's like filmed in like this thriller mystery drama sort of episodic featurette. I just said a bunch of words, but yeah, it's really cool. If you like, it's like really well done, really well acted. Like it's really gripping. It'll keep you invested. I recommend it. This is my second time watching it. I really like it. Maybe my third time actually. Luckily, I have a little table that sits by my windowsill, and it's a coffee table, but it's like sunk in and it has a ledge around it. So I was able to keep most of the yarn scraps on there, but I did do 4 different like rugs, even though they're like smallish. One of them was larger. And so the yarn scraps eventually were like getting in the way, so I had to move to the floor. So I ended up getting some on the floor, but it wasn't that bad to clean up. That was actually much easier. I do need to go back in with a hand vacuum on my table, but I went ahead and I vacuumed like my main rug last night, or my main carpet last night. I might get up and make myself some tea because my voice is irritating me, so I'm sure it's irritating you guys. I'm mostly better, but I have like some residual like hoarseness and congestion. That's definitely like all just like leftover. It's not active illness. Need one of these doohickeys. So this is what I use to shape my Willard. They're like hair rollers. And like they fit really good. Like my new tea cat. Isn't it so pretty? I got a matching pitcher and a matching like glass. The glass and the teacup were both from Ollie's, and then I got a matching pitcher. I was at Target I go there to get my carbonation refills for my soda stream, and because they do an exchange there. I used to go to Bed Bath & Beyond, but they're shut down now, so I have to go somewhere else. And when I was walking by, like going to the customer service area, because that's where you have to go to get the carbonation refills, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this like pretty pink pitcher, and it matches my teacup and my glass perfectly. So I've been filling up the pitcher with water in the morning and then refilling my glass throughout the day. So not this one, but like my taller one. So it's been so nice. It's been like a fun little like whimsical little thing I'm doing. There it is. Oh no, don't go in my coffee. Oh my gosh. Coffee is so good. My husband got me a Ninja Luxe for Christmas because one of our goals this year is to try to spend less money. I don't know how we're doing on that, but I haven't been going to get Starbucks or Summer Moon. Summer Moon's actually my favorite coffee shop. I haven't been getting coffee. I think I've gotten like coffee outside of my house like 2 times this year. So it's working on that front. But my husband got me the Ninja Luxe Cafe or Ninja Cafe Luxe, something like that. And so it's been super fun to make my own coffee. And I think I'm doing okay. I haven't started making my own syrups yet. I'm still using Tarani, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. And it's been kind of nice. But my husband likes to get the Starbucks mocha sugar-free creamer. So it's like their mocha creamer that's pre-made that you could buy in store. And that one, guys, if you heat it up, so if you have like a milk steamer, or what else would it be called besides a steamer? I don't know. A frother, if you have a milk frother that heats up, or a milk steamer, when you heat it up, I swear it smells just like Cocoa Puffs. When you add it to coffee, it doesn't taste exactly like Cocoa Puffs, obviously, because you have the coffee like as the bitter note at the bottom, but the milk by itself, once it's heated up, it smells exactly like Cocoa Puffs. I haven't tried just drinking the milk because it grosses me out, but it smells exactly like Cocoa Puffs, which is like super like cozy and appealing, and I really like that. So yeah, so that's been kind of nice. It's actually super cold today. It's 47, it was 47 degrees. I woke up this morning because my husband leaves for work at like 4:15. So I woke up to make him coffee because I heard the shower going, and I keep telling him to wake me up so I can like make him breakfast, make him coffee. He won't do it, but so I ran to go make him coffee, and my house was so cold. I was freezing, and I was like, what is happening right now? I thought, because every once in a while, I need to drink this tea. Every once in a while, I'll forget to change the temperature to lower it before bedtime. And so my son will go and he'll just like yank it, and it's just like, so I've woken up before and it's like 60 degrees in my house because he has the AC just going. There's a lock on it now, but I don't know, I guess like every once in a while, like it'll either like take off the lock randomly, or one of us is doing it and we're just not realizing it. So it'll happen. So I thought that's what happened. I was like, what on earth? I know that I turned it on because I remembered last night before bed going in and making sure, because I lowered it to 68 degrees at night. And I was like, why is it so cold in here? And I looked, and it was set to 68, but it was like 62 in our house. And I was like, wow, what? Why is it so cold? I really like these tea bags. I don't know. It's Harney and Sons, but you can see it's like huge leaves. Like these are tea leaves. So I really appreciate that. But it's a cherry blossom tea. It smells so good. I wonder if it's too hot still. That's pretty hot. Another feature that I really like about the coffee machine that my husband got me is you can just get hot water, and it's not just like really warm water, it's like hot water, and you can adjust like how hot it is on the machine, not by degrees, but there's like 3 levels. I always just like put it to the hottest level, and now I don't have to wait for my tea to I don't have to wait for my kettle to heat up on the stove. If you're British watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm American. That's not the right temperature, dear. And so I just brew the hot water into my cup now, and then I just add the tea bags, which was a game changer when I was sick. I was literally drinking tea like every hour on the hour. I had some elderberry tea, and then I had some honey, Manuka honey lemon tea or something. And so I was just drinking one of those like every hour. And it was such a game changer to be able to just like go hit the button and get hot water. Very nice. It made my life so much easier to be able to just like get a tea and like go sit down. Okay, hopefully that helps a little bit. I feel like it is, but I feel like it's wearing off so fast. Yeah, you hear it? Yeah, I don't know, guys. This is just what I'm living with right now. Willard, don't hide your eyes. I pretty much took down all of my my listings for made to order items. This is the last one that I had left up, and I forgot that I left this up. The only reason I had it up was to get rid of like all the worms that I had made, because there's 8 worms in the pattern, so I had made 9 of them. Obviously, because I had to make the pattern to know what the pattern would be. So I had made 9 worms so that I could make each of the accessories, because obviously the base body is the same on all of them. It's just different accessories to turn them into different worms. Like there was like Santa worm, tree worm, which was like a Christmas tree, autumn, spring, what else? Apple. I made an apple that you could like put him into. So there's like all these different worms. So I had to make a whole bunch of them. And then I had one sell on Etsy, and this is my second one. But I forgot to take it down when I sold the last one in person. So that's my bad. But I definitely, like, part of me wants to leave it up, because now that it's made 2 sales, Etsy's going to start showing it to people. All the cards in Hello Nay for 2. And what else?
Hello Nay for 2. That's what I said.
Okay, is that all?
To get to the bird.
To get to the bird. All right, is that good?
That's all good.
All right, you want your marker back? Okay, so my camera died when I was recording. Hopefully, I haven't checked to see if the file saved. Hopefully it did. But this is the cute little picture I was talking about. I got some water. I finished my tea. I feel like my throat is doing much better, so hopefully it doesn't come back with a vengeance. I finished my Willard, and he is fully posable, so I really love those like little curling like wandy things. They're awesome. I'm working on his hat now. I just finished it. I need to cut my end, but let me leave a yarn tail to sew it to the head. And this is that like chocolate colored honey bunny I was talking about. It's a mess. I need to go ahead and just wind this up on my yarn winder, because it's looking pretty bad now. But I finished this little hat, so I'm going to do a little fit test right now to see if it is similar enough in size to the photo. And yeah, I think it is. I ended up sizing all the way down to a 4mm clover. These are these are by far my favorite hooks just ever in the whole universe. But yeah, I think that's gonna end up being pretty cute. It looks like it's just like a hair bigger than it's supposed to be, which is fine with me. So I just need to make the little hat tip and the scarf, and then I need to decide if I'm going to include any accessories. There's no accessories in the listing, so I'm not beholden to it, but I do have like a baguette, a coffee cup that I can include that don't actually take that long to make, so we'll see. I was watching The Glory, and like, so intense, you guys, this show. And I don't know if you watch Rotten Mango on YouTube, but I saw an episode that she did on it. That's actually how I found out about this. And she covered not only like a recap of the show, but she also included the real life cases that inspired the show. It's just so heartbreaking. There's this case, it was bullying, but like it's just so severe. Like they were burning her with hair curlers, and she has all this like permanent scarring. Awful. Truly awful. But the show itself is very intriguing because, of course, like they added some like not fantastical, but like they added in like a lot of like plots, subplots, like police interference, and of course the element of a girl coming back after 18 years seeking revenge and like creating like such a complex plan to get back at the people who ruined her life, essentially. So it's really interesting. I highly recommend it. Like if you're ever just like in a slump and don't know what to watch, put on The Glory. It's so good. So I decided I'm gonna make him the baguette. So we'll see. I'm using this baby bear, or not baby bear. This is actually Big Twist Posh. I got it like when the yarn first came out and no one could get their hands on anything. This is the last color they had. So I've had it since then. It's not my favorite, like at all. I really don't like this yarn, but I do feel sympathetic for people who miss it dearly because it's their favorite. It's just not mine. I have trouble keeping my tension with this yarn. I don't know if anyone else has had that experience, but like my fingers drop it a lot, and keeping my tension even. It's my husband. What's it? My husband, he's filling me in on some coworker drama. He has a coworker, or like two. Should I say the drama? I don't know. Like, what are the chances they watch my YouTube video? I decided I am going to go ahead and make the baguette. I haven't decided if I want to make the coffee cup or not. I have a 10-day lead time right now on my made to order orders. I put it during Christmas and then I never changed it. So this one I've actually had the order for about 4 days. So I do feel kind of bad about that, but not terribly bad because it's definitely like in the Etsy listing that you're not going to get this right away. So I don't feel terrible, but I don't feel bad. I just feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I always feel like I need to give more than what I promised. Like under promise, over deliver. Like that's just who I am as a person. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like if you've ever bought one of my crochet patterns, there's always extra stuff in there. Like it's never just, oh, here's just this like plain pattern to make something. And if it is, those are usually like my very cheap patterns, like my $1.60 patterns or my $2 patterns. But most of my patterns, like there's either extra accessories or video tutorials. For my Lottie Love Cake, there's a step-by-step, like 100%, like you can literally watch this video and do the whole thing tutorial. So that's just how I am. It's not available anymore, but one of my Pokemon patterns, it was for Bulbasaur, and that one had a playlist of 11 different video tutorials. So that was crazy. I remember doing that and everyone in my group, in my pattern test was like, this is a lot of extra. And I was like, I know, but I just want to make sure like there's no wiggle room for people to not understand the instructions, basically. I wish we had like other major brands here. Like I always see in, like if I watch like a Chinese show or a Korean show or even a Japanese show, like they just have access to like so many more like phone brands. And I kind of get why we don't have them here, but I also think it's like suppression of the market a little bit. But one thing I do like about having like all Apple stuff, like everything we have really is Apple, is that my iCloud syncs and it's just like so convenient. Like I really like that I can just see my husband's messages pop up on my desktop and I can just respond with a keyboard. Oh, it's so nice. Today's such a good day. And it's like super bright and sunny outside right now. There is no clouds. Like, I think there's a mosquito in here. No. Ugh. Mosquitoes can't be back already. Makes sense though, because we did just have like a lot of rain the other day. Man. Anyways, there's no clouds today, which I don't love. I do like some clouds, but it is a beautiful and bright and sunny day, and the birds are like so loud. You can't hear them right now because I have a microphone on, so you won't be able to hear them, but I have a tree right outside my window, and I think there's a nest in there because they are loud. I can hear them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more round. And this I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook for because I want it to be, like I want the stitching to be tight and I just need some help with this tension. Should I make the coffee cup? You know, it's like super early. It's only 9 a.m. The baby's crying again. The boys have been going at it all morning. They are not happy with each other today. I don't know what's wrong. They both woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. The baby is being fussy and my older son is like just picking at him. Not like anything major to where I need to step in, but like he's just like he can tell his brother's irritated and he's not backing down at all. He's just like making little remarks that make him even madder. But it's super early, so it's 9:50, so really I can go drop this off at the post office today, and I might do that. But later today, I need to drop my daughter off at her best friend's. She's gonna go spend the night because tomorrow they're gonna go on a field trip with their theater troupe. So my daughter is homeschooled, but she is a part of a theater troupe, and they go to class once a week, but it's actually like way more than that because when they have a play coming up or a show for her improv class, they have a lot of practices and they're there like all day. So she spends a lot of time there. And so her best friend is a part of that, and they are all together going to go to the Renaissance Fair tomorrow. So I'm going to drop her off at her friend's house tonight because her mom's going to drive them, but they live super far from us. They're trying to all get there at like 9 a.m. So to make it easier on everybody, I'm going to just drop her off so that they can have a sleepover tonight so that her mom doesn't have to worry about it tomorrow morning. But that's a really long drive. It's like an hour, maybe an hour 15, hour 20, depending on traffic. So I'm going to need to do that this evening, which I'm kind of looking forward to. If my husband, depending on how he's feeling after work, if he feels pretty good, I'm going to leave the boys with him so I can have like a nice, long, quiet drive. You're so grumpy today. That's okay. Hold on, you can't show that. It has an address on it for the person who ordered my worm.
I think if I should.
Okay, so I finished my worm, I finished the bread. I'm ready to pack it up. I even printed the address for the package, but my son wants a cube and my other son broke his Vulpix. She's been beheaded. So I'm gonna glue this back together, and then I'm also gonna create a cube for Ollie because he wants a cube to draw on. And he recently just got in trouble for drawing on doors for the first time. So he thankfully asked me first. He got a block, like a wooden block from our block box. And then he asked me if it was okay if he drew on it. And I told him, no, please don't do that. So I'm going to create a block for him. I don't know when he wants it for, but I'm going to make a block right now so he can draw on that. I don't think I have anything square. All right, we're going to freehand it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 2 more. This is Asher Scott.
What's my apron?
With your apron. Are you a baker?
Why does my cook?
All glued on. All right, we're gonna wait. Let her like rest. Yes, baby.
What time do you want us to leave to go drop me off at Shiloh's?
It takes like an hour to get there, right?
Yeah.
So probably like 6.
Gets there, then he can watch the boys.
This is Pikachu. I have 5 of them.
You have 5 Pikachus?
And I have 2 Dazzle twins. I have the Squirtle. Hold on, I can't keep doing it. Is it okay if I dump them here? So I can do it. Charmander. Zubat. Lucario.
He's our Pokemon expert. Like for the people who play Pokemon the card game, there's these guys called professors, and and they know like all the rules and stuff to the card game, and we think that he's gonna grow up to be one of those guys.
I have Slowking. They made it Mimikyu.
Mimikyu's a real Pokemon.
No, because remember, he just wants to be good. He wants to be attentioned. Remember? Final one is Deoxys. Too bad I don't have any of the other ones. Bye.
Finished your cube.
Okay.
Now you can draw on it. There's hot glue all over my desk now.
Okay, so much ice cream we want.
Okay, so I finished my order. Here's my Willard and his little coffee cup and his little baguette. So I'm gonna pack these up in just some sparkly tissue paper, and I'm gonna box it up. I don't know if I'm going to take it to the post office today or not. I kind of want to just move on to my pattern test because I did see one tester already finished and she said it was like a 30-minute project. So I would really like to knock that out today if I can. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to box this up. I might, if I see the mailman, I might just send my daughter out to see if he will take the package from her. That would be ideal. And then if not, I can just set it for pickup tomorrow.
Why you did what you did.
Okay, so this is my pattern test. It's for this little mermaid. Apparently it's no-so, so we'll see. And this is my color palette. So I got this Bernat blanket. I'm really trying to get rid of some of my Bernat blankets, taking up a lot of room on my shelves. So I got this like speckled beige one. And then I got Bernat Baby in this blue color. This is Bernat Blanket in this teal, or like, I don't even know, dark aqua. And then I have this Bernat Baby. So I already started. It's working up pretty quick, so that's the tail. It's going to be a pretty small pattern, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm about to finish up on this pattern test. It's about 1:45 p.m. and it's coming out kind of cute. She's got like this baby bang thing going on, which I don't think was intentional in the pattern. Or it might be, I don't know. But mine has baby bangs. But the hair is the only thing you have to sew on, so that's pretty cool. If you're like looking for a good mermaid for markets, this is definitely a decent one. I just kind of wish it was kind of chubbier. You know what I mean? Like it's like all like just very skinny. I think I would like if like the hip area got kind of chunky. All in all, I need to do her bra still, but I think she is looking pretty adorable. Okay guys, so I finished the Little Mermaid like I showed you. I finished my Willard. My package is all packed. I'm waiting for the mailman to see if my daughter can sneak the package to him. And I took a small break. I lay down and now my husband's on his way home from work. So I am all done for the day, I think, because I also have to take my daughter to her sleepover. So I think this is all the work I'm going to get done today. I was going to go ahead and spend some time working on my hawthorn pattern to go with my marigold, but I think I'm going to just go ahead and call it good for today. All right guys, bye!